down on Clark for a second. So, I'm not locked in on WNBA yet, right? And I see your guy, Strauss, what's his face? Strauss, you know the guy.
Ethan Strauss.
Ethan Strauss. He put out a big article about Caitlin Clark's struggles, and I started looking online like an idiot, right? If you get diagnosed with something, you don't Google it because it's all negative stuff. I start looking up Caitlin Clark, and all these people are saying she's washed, she was overrated, she leads the league in turnovers, okay? No. She's shooting 3 for 16. It's a 2-game sample size when she just missed almost all of last season. Can we take a deep breath? I mean, I don't know, Colin. I don't know if you've seen this yet or if it's worth getting into over 2 games, but there is a big backlash on Clark right now.
From who?
The internet. All online. Go online, and it's all negative stuff. Now, we know she's a divisive player just because she's existing and, whatever. But I don't know. Have you seen any of this? Do you put any credence in it?
No, I think she's... I mean, I think there was a certain zeitgeist, that existed for about a year. It was so new and fresh. Like Steph Curry, people still love him, but when he broke into the league for a couple years, it was like, oh my God, you got to see Curry play. I don't think it feels like that, but I think her game is fun. She's Midwest America. I think she's liked. I mean, I think she's beloved.
Well, there are some struggles, but I believe in Clark. I mean, listen, when you come back off a major injury, they got some new players. Part of the thing was when she got hurt last year, the team went on a run. They got into the playoffs and did some damage. So I don't know. I mean, I'll watch a little closer, but it's weird. People, the internet's stupid. They're rooting for her to fail. A lot of people. It's like 50-50, right? All right, final story.
A lot of people are. And this is exactly the issue. Caitlin Clark's own fans were basically shamed into not supporting her anymore. That's the truth of the matter. You've got people out there actively trying to bully others into not being fans of hers. She was pressured to make herself smaller and smaller. I have a video discussing how she couldn't even properly celebrate winning Rookie of the Year. And the reality is, the WNBA and its players still genuinely can't stand her. You still see it. You see it on the court, and it's nonstop. They absolutely, positively want her to fail. No question about it. And again, even the people who were supporters got hit with, let me explain why you shouldn't root for Caitlin Clark. And then those fans were like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'll stop being a fan. But this whole narrative about her struggling is ridiculous. Look, it's fine. She's not shooting 60% from three-point range. That's fine. Every 3 she takes is a tough, contested step back. That's the point. And this is something I've talked about a lot. She doesn't get open looks. She's constantly facing double and triple teams. So you bring up turnovers? Her assists are through the roof. Just the other game against the Sparks, she could have had, if her teammates had actually made their shots, 20 assists. 20 assists. Do you realize how insane that is? That's why starting now, every single game, I am counting the missed assist opportunities. That's what I'm going to do. I've already done it for the last 2 games. So let's put the turnovers into perspective here. Not to mention, when you handle the ball as much as Caitlin Clark does, and when you're making the kinds of passes she makes, you are going to be near the top of the league in turnovers. Do you realize that the all-time turnover leaders in the NBA are all Hall of Famers? LeBron James is number 1 in NBA history for turnovers. Russell Westbrook, Karl Malone, James Harden, Moses Malone, John Stockton, Kobe Bryant, Jason Kidd, Julius Erving, Kevin Durant, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Paul Pierce, Magic Johnson, Steve Nash, Tim Duncan, Charles Barkley, Dwayne Wade, Shaquille O'Neal, Stephen Curry, Dwight Howard, Allen Iverson. Do you understand that? Do you get it? When you're handling the ball and you're a playmaker, you're going to have a lot of turnovers. That's simply how it works. Magic Johnson is number 4 all-time in turnovers per game. Luka Doncic is number 2, Russell Westbrook 3, Trae Young 1, John Wall 6, James Harden 7, LeBron James 10. This is just how it works. Anytime someone brings up turnovers as a criticism, they immediately reveal that they don't understand basketball. That's all it is. As soon as I see that in the comments, I think, oh, okay. I know exactly what you're trying to do here. So explain to me why LeBron James and Magic Johnson are career leaders in turnovers. Explain Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, all of T. Tell me why. Is it because the ball is in their hands constantly? Okay. Is it because they're always trying to create plays? All right. Is it because they pass the ball so much? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Literally the most gifted passers in NBA history are at the top of the all-time turnover list. You cannot be an elite passer without also producing an elite number of turnovers. That's just the way it works. That's the way it works, man. That's the way it works. So I always find it funny. Caitlin had maybe 6 turnovers last game or something like that. And like I said, she could have had 20 assists. 20 assists. That's a minimum of 40 points just from her passing. Do you realize that? And she scored 24 herself. She would have been responsible for almost as many points as the entire LA Sparks team. Do you understand how insane that is? Do you know how ridiculous that is? There are also multiple times where she makes a pass, someone gets fouled on an easy shot, and then they hit their free throws. And in FIBA, if you make at least one free throw, that counts as an assist, which makes total sense. The fact that the NBA and WNBA don't do that is actually crazy to me. That's one of the best rules ever. It makes 100% sense. So the shot creation that Caitlin Clark generates is incredibly hard to measure with stats, especially because it depends on the women around her actually being able to execute at a high level. And that's the most unfortunate aspect of Caitlin Clark's game. The part that truly makes her special, which is actually her passing, not her shooting, her vision and her ability to create for others, plus minus doesn't really capture it, because again, you need your teammates to convert. So her stats are always going to be somewhat incomplete. Perfect example, last game, 20 potential assists. 20 potential assists. If the women around her had been hitting their layups and shots, we would have been saying, Caitlin Clark just had a 20-assist game. And then nobody could say, yeah, but she had 5 turnovers, or well, she's struggling. They'd have to sit down and maybe sit this one out. So yeah, the conversations around Caitlin Clark are always going to be a little strange. And that's why I ask you guys, please don't forget to subscribe and watch the full-length video. When you do that, views go through the roof. Subscribers go through the roof. And it's not about chasing views. It's not about chasing subscribers. It's about being able to create the best possible Caitlin Clark content I can, so we can have real, honest, grounded, unbiased discussions, because we know it's crazy out there, man. We know it's crazy out there. And I'm really trying to build something special. I really am. I am trying to build a place where we can just have real, honest discussions where everyone is heard. And I really think we're well on our way to doing it. So please consider subscribing and watching the full-length videos and checking out other content. It goes such a long way. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you all think about Caitlin Clark, the idea that she's struggling, and that so many people want to see her fail? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some arguments. But ultimately, let's just have some fun.